Oh, look, I'm just glad to see the mention of tradition, the union's traditional role when it comes to international war and genocide and that sort of thing. That's a long, long history of
Mm.
lockouts and lockdowns and sympathy strikes and that sort of thing. And if you look back, I believe there is not a single time that those unions have been on the wrong side of history. So good indicator there.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, I've got another question actually about teaching.
Mm.
Honest answer. Not that you even wouldn't, but you interact with 100 families, right? So I'm doing a percentage, obviously.
Yep.
You're interacting with 100 families. How many? Because we're being told by the government that you guys are evil incarnate, and how could you be doing this to the parents and the children? You interact with 100 families every day, average families. How many of them are pissy with you versus how many of them are like, we are behind you all the way, like that text that Chewie put up earlier?
Yeah, honestly, it's such a small minority, and even what I tend to hear from parents, because parents are more than happy to let you know how they feel about things, which is
Sure.
awesome. That's is that they're like, look, we're not super happy about industrial action because why would they? Like it's disruptive, but they're like, we agree with what you're trying to do. We want the best teachers in front of our children. We want
Yeah.
learning support for them. We want all of those things. So while they're not, super happy about it, and again, I don't think anyone's really happy about it. They vast majority agree with the aims.
How do you feel, and whether you actually heard it or I'm retelling it and you're hearing it, when Mr. Luxon goes on Mike Hosking's show and Mike Hosking goes, if we had a little bit more money, would you give them more money? And Luxon goes, we'd pay them more if we had more. We've just got none. The cupboard is bare and we don't know where it all went. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing there slightly.
Yeah.
How does that feel? And even Hosking said, to his credit, that you're giving these guys a 1%, 2% rise and a 2.7% inflation, 3 now, is a real world going backwards. Would you pay them more if you've got more? And Luxon goes, of course we would. We're all talking about the 23 billion they've given back in tax cuts and big tobacco and landlords. When you actually hear that and you realize that they don't have the money because it's the choices they've made above and beyond the economy, right? This has got nothing to do with the economy or if they can afford it. It's 100% based on their choices to put that $23 billion elsewhere. What does it make you feel and think?
Oh, it's actually gutting. It's actually really gutting because it's 100% a choice. And often, teachers will ask me, they go, oh, why does bargaining take so long? Why is it so contentious? And I said, oh, it's not because we don't have a great argument or we don't deserve it. It's because they lack the political will to make the right decision. They're happy to make other decisions, buying helicopters or tax cuts for landlords and tobacco and all these other things. They're more than happy to make those decisions. But when they need to make the decision that they say they want to make, which is to have a world-class education system, they don't make that decision. And so that's what, I've said to a lot of people, that's what this industrial action is about, is to convince them to make a different political decision.